Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, we have returned to the front porch of love. It is very cold outside, but it's not so cold that I can't sit outside and vlog. It's actually kind of refreshing, and several people in my neighborhood must be having fires in their fireplaces because I can smell it out here. And Boo Radley was just running around the yard. I couldn't get him to come back inside, and I was talking to Tanya on the phone, and I was like, come on, Boo Radley, come on, Boo Radley. We like ran, he likes to go all the way down to my neighbor's mailbox, and then across the street, and then all the way over. And we came all the way back down here, and then he started going back down to the mailbox. I said, Boo Radley, we've already been down there. And he kind of looked back at me, and then he kept on going. And Tanya's like, he probably just likes to be out in the sunshine because it is rather sunny today. Let me show you. Hold on a second. You can see it's like a sunny day outside. I think it's probably about 35 outside today. I got up and I took a shower and I actually did my hair so that I looked presentable for my videos today. And I put on this turtleneck sweater, and I have my Ugg boots on and my old Ugg coat on that is so toasty warm. And I thought I'm just gonna sit out on the front porch today because I kind of miss sitting out here and kind of mix it up a little bit too, because I've been sitting inside in the chair. And I think it's about 4:40, 4:45, getting stuff done early today. And then I'm going to binge watch some TV show. I'm probably take a nap and then binge watch some TV shows tonight. And I don't know, maybe make a pasta dinner. I got some at Fresh Time the other day. I got a box of rotini. And then I also got like a, what do you call it? Oh shoot. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a spaghetti sauce, but it's like vodka, like spicy vodka sauce or something. So I can make spaghetti. That is like one thing I can cook. So I was thinking about maybe making that. You know what I didn't get? I didn't get any garlic bread or anything for it. Dang it. Why didn't I get any? Dang it, Janet. Why didn't I get any garlic bread? I think I might actually have. No, I don't think I have any in the freezer. Or I have frozen burritos. I could have frozen burritos. I also have one more Totino's pizza. Oh, that Totino's pizza sounds so good. I made the Totino's pizza the other night, and it was delicious. So, like you guys know, for those of you that watched my previous video, I hadn't planned on vlogging yesterday because I went shopping with Tanya Jean. But I ended up vlogging when I came home. And I just posted our shopping extravaganza over on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I think I didn't wipe the camera lens or something on my phone because it's like, it's kind of blurry. I was watching it back and I was like, it's kind of blurry a little bit. So not the highest quality video, but it's whatever. We had such a good time. Anyway, I'm just going to give you guys kind of a rundown of what I did last night. So after I vlogged, I ate my Yats because I had gotten Yats last night when we were shopping. So I ate my Yats and I watched, I finished the Ultimate Girls Trip, season 1, The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 1. I finished that. And so I can mark that off my list and got that done. And then I got really, really tired all of a sudden. So I was like, come on, Boo, let's go lay down. So Boo and I laid down for a while and we woke up. I talked to Alex at some point. We were kind of talking off and on all night long last night. They went to Club Space in Miami last night. They were there super, super late. And he got to hang out with his girlfriend that lives in Miami. And then I just made coffee. Made a cup of coffee about 20 minutes ago. Chestnut pecan, I think is what it is. It's not my favorite, I have to tell you. But it's whatever. Sometimes I just like a regular plain cup of coffee, no flavor to it whatsoever. And back in the day, I never drank flavored coffee. I don't know when the flavored coffee thing started for me. was it last Christmas? Maybe the Christmas before that I started drinking a lot of flavored coffee. But before that, I usually never did. I usually always just drank like regular coffee. But anyway, and I still just really like a regular cup of coffee. I actually have been thinking that I just need to get up and make like a pot of coffee in the morning. And then I would have it going throughout the day. So anyway, Boo and I lay down and we woke up like, I don't know, like it was late, like 1:30 or something like that. And I got up and I went down in the kitchen, took him out and did stuff, let him run around for a little while, and then he went like right back up into bed, and I got him all cozied into bed. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish up these coffee mugs. So I had started going through the coffee mugs in the kitchen, and I had like a bunch of them like put on the counter that I like was ready to like, you know, get rid of. And so I have like, so when you open it, the cabinet, it's like the only thing we have up there are these like a big popcorn bowl that Caroline gave us with 2 little popcorn bowls. We have that on like one side with these like salad bowls like underneath it. It's like 3 shelves. The rest of it is all coffee cups, coffee mugs, coffee cups, coffee like Starbucks things, all kinds of stuff. So I was just like pulling down all of the mugs, and I was like, what is this person doing? They're like driving down the street, but they have like their dog out the window on a leash or something. I hope the dog was like missing and they couldn't find it, and so they just found it or something. I don't know, it's so weird. Anyway, so I had gone through like the second row of mugs, and I had like figured out like which mugs I didn't want anymore, and I had those all out on the counter, but I hadn't gone the top and the bottom row, so I needed to finish that. So I put on, because I wanted to watch this and review it for my Peter Review Stuff channel, I started watching A Christmas Story Christmas, which is the sequel to A Christmas Story, which I have to tell you is like not my favorite Christmas movie of time. I have to say that like the first probably 3 to 5 times that I watched it, I thought it was like really cute and funny. But because they play it so much, it's just like overkill at this point, and I just don't love the movie, to be honest with you. Interestingly, though enough, my dad really likes the movie A Christmas Story, and the reason why is I think they modeled it after like northern Indiana, and my dad is like, when he watches it, he's like, this is exactly like what it was like when I grew up. From the school to like them walking to school to like where he lived to like the like Red Ryder BB gun to everything, like is exactly like what it was like when my dad was growing up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And so it's very reminiscent for him of like growing up. So he like loves watching it. So I started watching A Christmas Story Christmas. You guys, I got about 20 minutes into this movie. It is so emotional. Like, I didn't realize what a connection I had to that movie on the heels of me just saying it's not my favorite Christmas movie. Like, I really didn't think, like, I would get emotional about it at all. And I'm, like, standing in the kitchen going through these coffee mugs watching this movie. I had, like, my iPad set up right there. I don't know why it's never occurred to me to, like, watch my shows while I'm, like, getting stuff done around the house. Like, I just don't do that, right? Like, I usually just do stuff in silence. So I was like, I'm just going to put a movie on while I'm like going through these mugs. So I like put this movie on, and I'm like standing there in the kitchen, and I'm like sobbing. So I only finished like 20 minutes of it, and then I was like, I've got to stop this. So I turned on Manifest, and I started watching Manifest. And I ended up watching last night like 3.5 episodes of, I think like 3 episodes of Manifest. I have 6 episodes left of season 3. Yeah, wait. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, because I'm at the start of episode 8. I don't understand people that say that they don't like it. I think it's really good. Like, and I think season 3 is better than season 2, and I think season 2 was better than season 1. I think it's really good show. So, and I'm really invested in the characters. And in fact, last night when I was watching it, I was like, I'm going to be really sad when the show is over. So I watched that and I got all the coffee mugs done. So all of my coffee mugs are done. And I actually, I shouldn't say this, I have quite, well, this is what I did. So like with my holiday ones and a lot of the mugs that people had sent me that like I would never want to get rid of, and like some of my sobriety mugs, I put them in a special place over the stove or over the microwave. Because I don't typically use those, obviously, like the Halloween ones and stuff. And then when Christmas is over, I'm going to put the Christmas ones up there. I actually have some Christmas mugs that I like got that I'm getting rid of because I was like, there's no reason to keep these because they don't really have any sentimental value to me. And like they're things that I got like as a Secret Santa gift and stuff like that, but I've like never used, not once. I actually had 2 Starbucks Christmas cups that were identical that I think that my mom got me like 2 years in a row, the same mug or something like that. So I'm getting rid of one of them. Like if I had any duplicates of mugs, which I actually did, like one mug I had 3 of, and so I'm getting rid of 2 of them and I'm keeping 1. So I cleared up a lot of space. I have a lot of room to buy more mugs now. So I did that, and then I went upstairs, and I had like a corner of my room. Well, first of all, I had probably 10 pairs of shoes on the floor by my bed, like underneath, like I have a little couch where I keep like the fan is on top of the couch, so it like aims right at me. I actually saw somebody put on, it's this Evan guy that used to work at Sephora. I don't know if you guys remember when I would post pictures of him. He doesn't work there anymore, but we still text every once in a while. He's such a nice guy. And he posted on his Instagram something like, I can't remember what it was, but it was so funny. It was like a meme, and it said something like, the real people that are a problem in our society are the ones that sleep with a fan in the middle of winter. And he wrote underneath it, like, me, I'm that person, like about himself. And I'm like, oh my God, like I sleep with a fan in the middle of winter, like aimed right on my face. And so I have the fan on the couch, so it's like aimed right at me. But anyway, it's so funny because sometimes I come into the bedroom and Alex like has it turned towards the door and I turn it like towards my face. So anyway, but I had like 5 pairs of Birkenstock plastic sandals, and there's one that I wear, like the red and white ones, black ones, those that I show, like I wear those just around the house and stuff like that. So I kept those out, but the other ones, well, my gray pair, I had bought a brand new gray pair and I had never like opened the box. Well, I'd opened the box, but I'd never like taken them out of the box. So I saved those for next summer, and then put my black ones and my 2 pairs of blue ones away in the closet. And then the gray pair I like threw out. Like they're like, there's almost like a hole pushed through in them because I've worn them so much. I love the gray pair. And then I went through that corner because I just had like bags on top of bags of stuff that I had bought, like literally since August, because Caroline and I had gone to Von Maur in August. I remember because I bought her a Christmas or a birthday present while we were there, and that same day I had bought this stuff at Von Maur. I bought a pair of khakis, I bought a Champion sweatshirt, and I bought a, oh, I can't remember, it's a t-shirt. It's a real preppy brand. Has like it's the preppy brand that has the whale on it. One of our friends, her husband always wears this stuff, and I think it's so cute. But anyway, so I got this t-shirt, and that stuff was in a bag. I had Kohl's stuff sitting in a bag. I had Macy's stuff. I mean, I had stuff just in this closet, like, or in this corner of this, sitting in all these bags just piled on top of each other. And so I went through every bag. I laid it out on the bed. Little Boo Radley was asleep. It was so cute. I went through every bag. I like put all my stuff together, and I like bagged up the bags to like take downstairs, and then I put everything away in the closet, and I cleaned up my entire corner. It's spotless. And then I put all of my shoes away, and then I arranged all of my shoes. I brought out, well, I brought one pair. I forgot I had bought this pair of, they're not really modern looking, isn't the word that I would say. They look like a mix between, they're Birkenstocks, but clogs, but they're a mix between like Birkenstock clogs and Uggs is kind of what they look like. And so I brought those out because I was like, these are cute, and I never wore these last year, so, and I bought them, so I might as well use them. They're like Velcro. And I can remember when I wore them, like, or I pulled them out, Alex was like, those are kind of cute, I like those. So I brought those out, and then I have the pair with the tassels that I've had for like 20 years. And then, there's that car again with the dog, but there's no dog. I wonder if somebody's dog was missing and they found the dog and they just took it to the person or something. And maybe that's why they had the leash outside the door, because they were going really slow. But anyway, I hope that's what it is, because otherwise that was weird. And then, my new clogs that I got, and then my brown ones are in the closet. So, yeah, I went through like half of my shoes last year and like got rid of and donated like half of my shoes because I just don't wear them anymore. And I've been going through my clothes. Like I went through my clothes like a year ago and like got rid of half of my clothes. And I need to do it again because there's a lot of things in there that I'm never going to wear. So I put all that stuff away. I'm so happy. Like the room looks so clean. I need to do an unhaul. Not like really in a video, but I just need to like underneath my sink in the bathroom. I need to, because I have a lot of like stuff in bags that I bought at like Ulta and just like bathroom stuff like Q-tips and soap and things like that that I need to like put away. And I want to get rid of like everything that I have. So I have like all of this like face masks and stuff that I bought through the last year that's probably expired, or last year or two, that I've never used. I want to get rid of like all the stuff that I don't use. And then underneath my, sink, I want to have just like a box of Q-tips, like 8 bars of soap, like contact solution, my boxes of my contacts. Like I just want to have the stuff that I use so that it's easily accessible. Like I don't want to have to like go and look for all that stuff. So that's one of my other goals to get done either tonight or tomorrow. I've actually got quite a bit of stuff done so far. And then, Alex unhooked the hose. I've got to take the hose in to the garage. I'll probably do that as soon as I get done vlogging. I was going to do that last night, but I didn't. So I'm going to do that as soon as I get done vlogging, because I'm like looking at it, noticing it. That's on my to-do list. I wrote a to-do list of like 6 things I wanted to get done while he was gone. So, and then you guys, it was super late by the time that I got that stuff done and was done watching Manifest, and I got into bed and I finished the last episode. And do you guys like hate when you're watching a show? Like I don't want to say this to ruin Manifest, but I was like watching the show, and it's like, if you guys are watching it, it's the episode where the girl is like, she's like holding the baby and she's like, we're family now. And I'm like, oh, I totally know where this is going. And I'm not giving anything away because y'all don't know what baby, whose baby, no baby. You don't know what girl I'm talking about. You don't know anything. But when she says it, I was like, oh, I already know where this is going. So anyway, I went to bed super, super late, and I just tossed and turned and could not fall asleep last night. I kept on like going over to Boo Radley. I was like, Boo Radley, I can't sleep. And I gave him a little kiss, and he just was like tight in this little circle. He was so cute. So finally I fell asleep, and then I woke up today and took him outside and gave him his medicine, and then we went back to bed for a little bit, and then I got up and I was like, I can't, like, I thought I would sleep most of the day because I got up, you know, in the middle of the night, and then I went to bed so late. But I didn't, and I got up. Who was shouting? And I got up, and I was kind of like laying there in bed. Well, I'll talk about this on here, but I really talk about it in my drama video. I was just really moved today to make my drama video, and so I was like thinking about all of this stuff and just, I don't know, I was just thinking a lot about just life today. And so I got up and I was like, just pull yourself together, take a shower. I was like, look presentable for once, don't wear a hat, you know, take a shower, look nice for your videos, and go make your videos, and then make a nice dinner, and be grateful for the life you've been given, and enjoy your evening. And so you're just walking around in circles, aren't you?
I'm just trying to get my steps so I can have a beer.
I love that. She said she's trying to get her steps so she can have a beer. Welcome to my neighborhood. Anyway, oh gosh, they're so cute in here. I love them. You know, well, my video today is about Nikita Dragon, but it's also the Transgender Day of Remembrance. On the heels of the shooting at this gay bar in Colorado Springs last night where 5 people died and 18 people were injured, and I'm sure hundreds were terrified. And I just kept on thinking about what my mom said, you know, when I came out to her, that society is not kind to gay people, you know, and I think, like, I had wanted to make this video. I'd wanted to do this thing talking about this Candace Cameron Bure thing. You guys know about this from the Full House. You know, she was from Full House, and now she was like this Hallmark Christmas movie actress and all this kind of stuff. And so she's going over to this family channel, and part of what it is that she came out and she said something about keeping traditional marriage values and things like that, which, you know, whatever. And I wanted to talk about all of that, you know, because it's like, you know, I think about my mom a lot with all of this stuff that happens, and I think about, like, the world in some ways. Like, I feel like there's a lot of great things that have happened, you know, and I'm just going to speak to the LGBTQ community for a second, but I feel like there's a lot of great things that have happened in 30 years, you know? Marriage equality, even though scary times right now with, you know, that possibly being up in arms. And I think by a greater part of the world, more acceptance and more understanding, or maybe more of even a an interest in understanding, I think we have a broader group of allies, straight allies, than we did when I came out in 1990. I mean, I think there were people that were, you know, friends of gay people, but I don't necessarily know that we had the allies that we had today. The people that were really willing to put their lives on the line, you know, for LGBTQ community. I also feel like and we have representation in movies, television, and books, which I think is fantastic, especially for our youth. Because had I had that when I was younger, I think it would have been so different for me, and I would have felt so much more comfortable coming out. But it's also very sad times, you know, like, I don't remember ever standing in a bar in 1990 to whenever I was going out to bars and ever feeling afraid for my life that somebody was going to come in and shoot us. I don't remember that. I remember fearing violence on the streets. I remember fearing violence at other places, but gay bars were always safe places for us, you know? That we could go and be ourselves, and we could hold hands, and we could kiss, and we could watch drag shows, and, you know, there's always this question, I think, of, like, why people love drag so much other than it just being entertaining. And I think to some degree, you know, there's a part of it, especially, like, with really campy drag, where it's like, drag queens are representative of our most colorful parts of ourselves that maybe we don't feel comfortable being able to live out loud on a daily basis. I don't know. Maybe that's just part of it, you know? And I think the thing is like, it's sad times. And I think social media has really played into that a lot, you know, when on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, you know, it's like anybody can have an opinion. And some of the opinions that I have read in the last couple days, you know, in regards to Nikita Dragon, in regards to trans people, in regards to the LGBTQ movement, or the shooting last night, where people were putting on Twitter, like underneath, like people that had like posted stuff about it, like this is God's will and things like that. It just was like, are we seriously like 1988? Like, is this like the Westboro Baptist Church again? Like society really is that unkind again. I mean, it's sad times, you know, that people feel that comfortably to say this out loud. And I think the thing that makes me the saddest is this, you know, is that you know, it was interesting, and I'm gonna, so I don't really know how I'm gonna wind this all together, but I'm gonna wind it all together. I got a comment on my video from somebody that has watched my vlog for a very, very long time. She knows. She knows that I appreciate her watching my vlog and things like that. And she said something to me about the fact that that I had, you know, made it very clear that Alex was an atheist, and that I had made it very, very clear that I believed in reincarnation, which I'm not really sure that I've said that I am like a Buddhist that believes in reincarnation 100%. Like, I like the concept of it, but I guess maybe I believe in it. I don't know. Like, I believe in a lot of different things. I'm very skeptical about the world, you know? I've also made it very, very clear that I firmly believe in an afterlife. I think I've made that very, very clear. You know, my spiritual beliefs encompass a lot of different religious ideologies. I don't pertain to any one religious belief specifically, because it doesn't work for me to follow a set of rules. And as a person in recovery, I don't have to do that. And as a human being, I don't have to do that. I'm not real big for any kind of group or organization or whatever lessons or rules that want to box me in and tell me that I have to follow by any set standards. And I won't. And at 50 years old, I'm not going to, you know? But this person responded and said, and I was very open to the comment, you know, and said, so if Alex is an atheist and you believe in reincarnation, basically asking, what is it that you're celebrating on Christmas? Like, is it just the gift giving and whatever? Well, traditionally, I love to just get together with my family, and I don't have any problem standing behind that. I mean, there's millions and millions of people in the world that celebrate Christmas and have never go to church and don't believe in any kind of religious ideology, and I don't feel like are living by Christian standards that celebrate Christmas. I'm not the only one. So, but I do believe that as a human being and as a spiritual person, I try to live by the standards of compassion, kindness, love, forgiveness, and understanding, which, as a person that went to church until I was 15 years old every Sunday, I've always been taught were the teachings of Jesus Christ. What is baffling to me is that in my 32 years of coming out, I have encountered many people who want to battle with me religiously about religious ideology as far as being gay. I'm taking the comment now. We're done with the comment. Because she said in there, she goes, I wish that you would like, you know, practice the Christian part of Christmas and things like that. as somebody that watches my vlogs, I don't know how you've missed the times where I said that my mom and I used to watch the Mass at the Vatican at midnight, and, you know, all of that. And there's a lot of spiritual issues that I do with all of that. And I understand that Christmas is a holiday that's the birth of Christ and things like that. And I appreciate that. And for me, it's a very spiritual holiday. That I do understand is cemented in that, and I appreciate that, and I do celebrate that, you know, for the people that firmly believe in that. I'm not sure what I believe in, you know, today. I'm really not. You know, I'm not. It stopped. I'm getting like today. I don't know why, but like I'm very like, ooh, oh, look at all these birds going up there. Let's see if you can see these. Do you see all these birds? They're all going south. I'm very kind of like, not opinionated today, but like, I'm not the person that's ever gonna say, like, you know, it's just a book and blah, 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 whatever, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm also not a convinced person of what I believe. I pray every single day. I pray to my higher power. I call that higher power God. Do with that what you want, you know? It was funny because my dad texted me something, this was a while ago, and he texted me something, and my dad never really texts me, well, he never really says anything like religious to me. And my dad is somebody that like, he kind of like through the years, you know, was raised Lutheran, and then, you know, I think like ventured into looking into like Eastern religions for a while and stuff like that, and still is very much Christian. And he said something to me about like having been baptized, like having everlasting life kind of thing. And it was very important for my parents that I was baptized, you know, early on. And but the thing that I was going to say about this is, in my 32 years of being out and encountering a lot of religious people that want to have these arguments with me about it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, or force this religiosity down my throat, or want to get in these arguments with me, which I long ago said I wasn't going to do, because there's no point. People are going to believe what they're going to believe. I've never judged anybody for their religious stance. You know, my mom was a woman of very strong faith. I have friends of mine that are people of very strong faith. You know, I talked about on here about a friend of mine who, her husband goes and sits with Mary once a week. You know, I have friends of mine that, I mean, she goes to mass 3 times a week. I have friends of mine that are extremely religious, you know, and find it in their hearts to continue to love me. But what's interesting to me is I have never, ever judged somebody for their religious beliefs as long as they don't condemn or harm somebody else. I can't necessarily say the same thing in you know, in response to that. I feel like there's been oftentimes that hiding behind religiosity, and I faced it with even friends of mine, you know, that I don't know, it's just interesting to me. It's like, you know, often people, I think, want to hide behind Christianity as a judgmental force towards gay people, and then it's like, but isn't Christianity about, like, judge not lest ye be judged? I mean, and being compassionate and kind and loving and understanding of another human being and wanting what's best for them? I've never understood that. You know, I really never have. You know, it's like, I've known a couple religious people in my life, like friends or family, like, not friends of mine, but like friends of friends or family members of friends of mine who are like militant about like being like anti, marriage equality and things like that. And I'm like, so when you are on your deathbed, like your greatest, like you're going to look back on your life and like the thing that you're the proudest of is that you kept two people that were in love from being apart, like, or from being together. Like that's your proudest moment. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. And when you think about the power that you could put into something good out there, into saving, people's lives, into helping people, instead of judging people and questioning people about what they're doing with their lives, is just, it's interesting because my best friend Tanya always says, like, as you get older, the road narrows, which I think is true. And it's like, you see things a little bit differently as you get older. And I don't care as much as I get older. But I don't understand the same. Like, it's still, like, I still don't understand it. And it's confusing to me. And it makes me sad. And I think when we live in a world where anybody feels like they can share their opinion on social media, no matter if it's based in hatred or not, and with no repercussions whatsoever, and they don't see how that breeds hate or, animosity. And, I mean, I love, and this is going to upset some people, but I love when you see these videos and they're like these young kids like on TikTok and they're with their parents. It's like, I saw this one the other day and it was this barber and she said, "This is why I'm a barber." And it was like a duet, and she was watching this little girl get her hair cut, and this little girl had like real long hair, and she went in and she got her hair cut like real short, like mine. And she was like crying, and at the end of it, the mom, who was like so just endearing and like, you get what your haircut however you want to get your haircut, and the little girl was like bawling at the end of it. And I don't know if she identified as male or whatever. I have no idea. I didn't read the comments of the TikTok or anything like that, but the mom said, are you crying because it's not what you wanted? And she said, "I'm crying because it's exactly what I've wanted for so long, And I see videos like that, or I saw this video of this little boy, and he and his dad were dancing to Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and the little boy was like, and it's like, thank God I was raised by two parents that allowed me to be who I was. That my dad at 4 years old made me a Wonder Woman costume. And with a lasso of truth. Thank God that my Aunt Janny, made me a paper wedding dress out of, a newspaper. And let me be who I wanted to be. Thank God, because I think that my life was saved as a result of that. Because what that said to me was that people around me loved me no matter what. And I look back on that and I think that wasn't popular, that wasn't trendy, that wasn't intellectual or philosophical. We didn't, this was, not 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 45 years ago that I was that age, and I think that really just was that my family came from a point of love. I was never, ever made to feel different. In fact, I can remember when Alex and I went to like lunch with my Aunt Kathy to talk about, this was after my mom had passed away, obviously, to talk about our wedding, and because she was coming to our wedding and like be in the wedding and whatever, and with my aunt and uncle, and I said something to her about like, now, my aunt was like super liberal person when it came to like issues. She could care less, right? And had lots of gay friends and whatever. But I said to her, I was like, now, like, Aunt Kathy, there's like this and this is whatever. And she looked at me and she goes, "Do you think this is the first gay wedding I've ever been to?" I mean, my aunt had been to gay weddings like long before, right? And, and I look at my family and I think, what did I do to deserve such love. When there are kids out there that are hiding in bedrooms and killing themselves because they're so terrified of being who they are, because their family just can't accept them. And where does that shame start? Where is that shame taught? And where does that shame come from? And if that shame comes from something that's taught in a building under the guise of love, I want no part of it. Really, I don't. And there's a lot of churches, like here in Indianapolis, there's a lot of churches that are super gay friendly and have gay couples that go to it and have rainbow flags out front. And I'm all for that. You know what I mean? And my mom was always really proud that the church that she went to growing up was like the first church to marry a gay couple in Indianapolis and whatever. And I'm not just talking about gay issues. I'm talking about any issues. It's like, I think that, and I'm not just talking about religious stuff. I'm talking about us as a society. We've got to be more loving and kind and understanding of people, you know, that are different than us, and asking people, what's your experience like? You know, instead of assuming that we know what that's like, I feel like that's always so interesting to me, is to have conversations with people and to say, like, share with me your experience, you know? Like, I'm not a heroin addict, you know? I don't claim to be a heroin addict. I have a lot of friends that are heroin addicts. I've asked many of my friends, what was that like for you? You know, when they talk about chasing the dragon, what was that like for you? You know, what was that like from beginning to end? You know, I mean, I've heard so many people say that once you pick it up, like, it's, like, over immediately. Like, what's the pull? What's the draw, you know? What, you know, I've asked all of those questions from people because I want to understand that. I want to understand what other people's different, you know, backgrounds are like. You know, some of Alex and I's most interesting conversations are when he talks about growing up in Venezuela versus me growing up in the United States and what those differences were like, you know, and like culturally, like what they were like. And when we encounter differences of how that is, you know, like there's a whole thing you do. I think this is in Latino culture, not just in Venezuelan culture, but I think it's Latino culture. There's this whole thing that you do when, like, you see your elders, like that my nephews do to Alex and I. It's like this thing that they say and everything like that. It's been DC own thing, and then and how you greet your elders, and Alex does that to his mom, to his aunt, to his grandma, you know, and will always. And it's like, there's so many different things that we do, and to just assume that we understand somebody else's life, to assume that we understand somebody else's life experience. And I think it's one of the reasons why I love the movie To Kill a Mockingbird so much, and I love the book. It's like, you know what Atticus Finch says, it's like you don't truly know a person until you walk around in their shoes for a while, you know? And I think we don't really know somebody until we hear it from their point of view. But we're so scared to do that, aren't we? We're so scared to ask somebody, like, well, you tell me what it's like from your point of view. We want to tell somebody what their point of view is. We don't want to ask, you know, because to ask would be opening ourselves up to that, you know? In answer to the question, I do want to end with this about the person that said, because I don't want to call her out, I mean, it's in the comment sections, but she's been a loyal vloggerino person for a long time. So I don't know if she's a vloggerino group, but she's been a vlog watcher for a long time and a huge supporter of this channel. So I appreciate it. But, you know, when she said something to the effect of, I hope that at some point maybe you will celebrate the Christian part of Christmas, or the Christ part of Christmas. You know, when I got sober, this is going to sound so silly, but I can remember, like, that winter, it was so cold. My sobriety date's December 17th of 1994. And it was so cold, and it was so snowy, and I can remember standing outside, you know, like, in the middle of the night, like, when I would wake up, and I would go get a cup of decaf coffee and a styrofoam cup from the cafeteria, and I would go stand outside, and I'd smoke a cigarette, and it would just be, like, lightly snowing outside, and I'd look up, you know, and there was something about it, like God was there. I love the idea that God sent his son to us for our sins. I love the idea that of the story. I love the song. Like, I love listening to Silent Night. It always reminds me of, you know, listening to, like, you know, the story of, you know, Jesus being born in a manger, and I love all of that, you know. And I would love to see in the hearts of humanity that it's true today. And maybe it is. Maybe it is in some of us. I hope so. I really hope it is. You know, that's not saying that I don't believe that it didn't happen. And I do think about that stuff on Christmas. I absolutely do. It's not all about the gifts and all of that to me. I mean, you know, I couldn't have grown up with my mom being around me long. She reminded me often of what it was about, you know, and I like the silence of Christmas. You know, we celebrate and it's loud with my in-laws and things like that, but there's those moments where it's silent and the moon is out, you know, and maybe there's a sprinkle or two of snow, you know. I like that. And it reminds me of what maybe it was like on that night, you know. And it gives me hope. And it gives me hope. I think the holidays are a time for hope, you know? A time for love and kindness. And maybe a reminder of being who we are, you know. If you look at the life of, like, Jesus, you know, like my mom would always say to me, like, Jesus befriended the drug addicts and the prostitutes, you know. He was a believer in second chances. He was a believer in people being best versions of themselves and, you know, and working on themselves and offering forgiveness, you know. I don't know. Maybe the holidays are a time for us to remember that and to maybe just be a little bit kinder to everyone. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now, go inside. I think I'm going to have the Totino's pizza. I think that's what I'm going to have tonight. Anyway, my coffee is completely cold at this point. This mug that I got from Amazon, she made it. She made it through. She made it through to the shelf. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. It was nice to be on the front porch again. I kind of missed it out here. It's supposed to be in the 50s this week, so I might be able to do another vlog or two out here this week. Hopefully I'll be able to do at least one more vlog. I think it's supposed to be like in the 50s, like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Well, how am I going to vlog on Thanksgiving? We'll have to figure that out. Well, that's a good thing I didn't take off last night, because then maybe I might have to take off Thanksgiving, and depending on what time we get home. But you know, after eating 2 Thanksgivings, the last thing I'm going to want to do is come home, come out here and vlog. I'm going to be so full, I'm going to want to lay down and take a nap. Anyway, I have to ask Alex. I don't know if he's working on Friday or not, and we haven't even talked about Black Friday shopping or not. So, yeah, they stayed out super late last night, so he is sleeping all day in Miami today. He's very tired. And they, I think they were going to go out to dinner somewhere or something tonight. But anyway, Thank you for hanging out with me. This has been nice tonight. It's been really cathartic for me to have this conversation, so thank you. I appreciate it. And I want you guys to know I'm always open to the comments that you put in the comment section below, and I hope that you are open to my answers as well. I just enjoy having the conversations. It just means a lot to me, so thank you. And I hope that we can continue to learn from one another. That's what I like. You know, just because we don't agree necessarily with each other doesn't mean that we have to dislike each other or, you know, whatever. And my opinion might change tomorrow. I might come out here and be like, well, you know, I said this yesterday, but here's how I feel today. And likewise, you know, you have the right to change your opinion or say, you know what, Peter said this and I never thought that. And I might say the same thing, you know, about something that you guys say. So I really appreciate the back and forth that we have in the comment sections and then in the videos and things like that. So I appreciate it. So thank you for the comment. And thank you to the comment that I received that I talked about today in the video. I think sometimes people want to leave comments and they're afraid they're going to get judged or they're afraid they're going to hurt my feelings or something. And I don't want you guys to feel that way. You know, I often get comments and people will say like, I hope I'm not offending you, but you're not offending me. Don't feel that way. Leave the comment that you want to leave. And I especially feel that way over here. So somebody actually, speaking of which, somebody said that my lisp had gotten worse, and they said, I hope I'm not offending you, but your lisp has gotten worse. I hope you're okay. And I'm like, I didn't even realize it. And Tanya said something about it last night. She said something about my lisp, and I saw the comment today. I think it's because I went to the dentist and I had the deep cleaning, and I don't know, maybe it like because my teeth are shifting because of the gum situation. So it feels like my teeth are shifting, but he said it's the gums or whatever because I have periodontal disease. I don't know, maybe that's what's making my lisp worse. I have no idea. But I will say this. When I'm very aware of my lisp, I try to speak around it, if that makes sense, because it's something that I grew up with. But when I'm very comfortable, it comes out more. And people notice that around me in my personal life. Maybe it's just because I've been more comfortable, like, filming inside or just in the, I don't know, maybe it's just because I've gotten more comfortable filming on the vlog in the last, you know, being out here and stuff that my lisp has become, I have no idea. I don't know. But no, I wasn't offended by that comment at all. And like, you guys leave the comments that you want to leave, you know? So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me on the front porch. This has been nice tonight. I've really enjoyed it. It's been fun, and it's been a cathartic conversation for me to have, and I'm glad that I got to have it. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you guys are getting renewed, refreshed, rejuvenated, and relaxed for the week ahead. And if nobody else has told you this, I love you. Troy, I hope that you were having a blast at your Olympics, and he's been keeping us updated on the Vloggerinos group, if you guys have been watching over there. And let's see what else. Yeah, remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't. Shh. Don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Just text them. Just text somebody randomly and say, hey, was just thinking about you. And do we do this anymore? Do we text like this? Just text somebody, pick up the phone, call them, whatever, send a postcard and say, hey, I was thinking about you. Write them a letter. Write a letter, Maria, and say, hey, I was thinking about you and I love you. So anyway, love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. And for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.